All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to just be me finishing off the rest of a lesson that I was talking about earlier, going into how everything is predestined, both good and bad, all right? And I'm going to carry on from Jeremiah, the 1st chapter and the 5th verse. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So that scripture is talking about how Jeremiah was always meant to be a prophet, and there was nothing that he could do to stop himself from being one. Now, there's some more scriptures that I had on my list of scriptures, and I want to read this one as well. This is Sirach chapter 18 and verse 1. He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governs the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. So everything on the earth obeys Yahweh's will in order to make prophecies happen, right? And people might not know it, but every single little thing that happens in this world is all done according to the will of Yahweh. The sun rises and sets, the moon rises and sets according to what Yahweh decides, according to the times that Yahweh decided to happen. Because if Yahweh wants to shorten days, he'll shorten them. If Yahweh wants to make days longer, he'll make them longer. If Yahweh wants it to rain, it will rain. If Yahweh wants it to snow, it will snow. And none of this stuff is done outside of Yahweh's will. Everything's been predestined so that certain prophecies can happen, man. And that to people sounds defeat like a defeated position to be in when you hear it like that, yet it's still the truth. Because no man's yet been able to make themselves not die. All this free will that men have that they talk about, yet no one's been able to live forever. Why is that? Because no man's been able to follow the rules that Yahweh has made be built into a human body, by where they have to keep all of his laws, otherwise that body starts decaying. No man's been able to accomplish that. The person that came closest was Methuselah. He lived 969 years, right? Verse 3, who governs the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, and by his power dividing holy things from among them from profane. Dividing holy things among them from profane. Now let me get another scripture that pretty much says the same thing. Revelation chapter 4 and verse 11. Thou art worthy, O Lord, thou art worthy, O Yahweh, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they were. And for thy pleasure. Salakia. And for thy pleasure they are and were created. Right? So the reason why things happen on the earth is because of Yahweh's pleasure and because of Yahweh's will. That he wants certain things to go a certain way. Not because no particular man had any skill within himself. It's because Yahweh wanted it to happen. Right? And let me get this. There's many scriptures on this, and I think I've made the point now, but I thought I'd bring back the rest of the lesson and read other parts. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 2. Elect according to foreknowledge of God through the sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied. So what that's saying is that people was elected according to the foreknowledge of God. They was chosen before from God. It wasn't their own thing that they did that made them get it. It wasn't their own skills that made them get it, man. It's just that they've been programmed in them to do certain things in order to receive what they're supposed to receive. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So people that are going to receive this are going to receive it regardless of their works that they did. Yet that don't mean that the works, that these people ain't going to have works within them, because Yahweh's put the works within them. Verse 10. For we are his workmanship, created in the Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, unto good works. Right? So the elect people are Yahweh's workmanship that's been created in the Yahweh Shai Mashiach and made to do good works, which Yahweh have before ordained that we should walk in them. So Yahweh already said, okay, the people that are of the elect, it's not because of their own works that I'm going to save them, but yet they're still going to do these certain things that's going to cause me to save them. But that's because I've put those things in them to receive the salvation. Because there's going to be other people that are going to try and do the same things and try and walk the same path as these elect people, but they're not going to receive it. Because I haven't elected those. So that the whole world can know that it's based on Yahweh's will. It's based on his will. That's the reason why he's doing this. So that people can know that it's not about a man's own particular thing that he did to get the kingdom and to receive the new covenant. But it's about what Yahweh's did to make it be known who is and who ain't going to receive it, man. That's what everyone's going to know when it's all said and done. Right? And I think I've made the point now, and I'm going to end the lesson there. All right? Everything in the world is predestined, both good and bad. All praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.